Okay, so let's start with a very important concept, brainstorming. First, you must know what concept you're going to work on. Today, I'll work on a series of patterns inspired by mythological creatures. A quickly Google search will bring tons of ideas. There's plenty of platforms you can look at, so don't be afraid to do your research first. Read about your topics and take with you all the information you may find useful. But be careful. One piece of advice I can give you is probably to not look at other artists' work. Try to find the original source. For example, if I'm going to draw harpies and mermaids, I will search for birds and fish of different kinds, instead of looking directly for other artists' representation of that character. So, in this way, you won't hurt or contaminate your vision or feel insecure about your idea because other artists already came up with something similar. Nobody starts from nothing, so don't miss the experience of looking at reference and grow your personal visual library, but be smart about it. You can also use the environment your characters live in as inspiration. Maybe you can draw some interesting looking plants, flowers, shapes, and colors. Try to play and sketch every idea you get. For this particular course, I'll show you the process of 3 different patterns using the same theme as a subject. I will focus more on one of them so we don't get completely lost, but I will use the 3 of them for some examples so you can see the process applied to different motifs. I believe it's really important to set a specific theme for your pattern, and if it's possible, developing your pattern as a series. In this way, you're able to explore all the possibilities that come to your mind. Even if you're not able to finish every idea, sketching out a lot of ideas and concepts for your pattern is really helpful. I personally enjoy this process a lot, and I try to not overthink it. I just freely draw every idea I get. It doesn't have to look perfect for now, so don't feel restrained. Try to sketch out crazy poses or interesting looking elements with or without references. After that, if you feel that something doesn't quite look right, you can just try to look for a reference close enough to what you're trying to draw. Or just take a selfie. I do that a lot. Especially when I'm not sure where I'm going or what direction should I be taking for a specific drawing. In this stage of the process, I try to ask myself, why do I imagine when I think about this theme? What does this theme mean for me? What are the personalities of my characters? And without even noticing, I'm building stronger concepts with a coherent feel. So take your time for this first stage. It's really helpful. It's really important that you know exactly what you want to accomplish, so you won't feel lost in the middle of the creating process. As you can see, I'm just doodling some ideas without much effort. I'm just trying to figure it out what I would like my mermaids to look like. I'm trying to think about if I want them to be topless Or if I want to design those oyster bras you see on traditional mermaid illustration. Maybe make them more fishy looking by drawing webbing between her fingers. Also how their tails are going to be, if they're going to have scales, or just a transition shade to differentiate them from the rest of her body. All those little details. I'm just throwing all my silly ideas for now. I know right now looks really messy, but bear with me.